Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a very interesting project that I recently came across, and that project is called HAPI or HAPI. So as always, if you guys want to do your own research, I suggest you to go to their website happy.one, that is HAPI.one, to learn more about this project, right? So what is this project all about? So this project is basically an on-chain cybersecurity protocol with trustless oracles preventing hacker attacks, right? So if you guys are aware, hacking is something that's a pretty commonplace when it comes to cyberspace as well as in the crypto space. And although many projects are really resistant to hacking, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, hacking is still a big issue in the cryptocurrency space, and that's kind of like a problem for retail investors because they don't really trust the internet that clearly, especially with projects such as BitConnect and several other projects that have exit scammed. People kind of associate cryptocurrencies with hacking or a rug pull or a scam or something negative, right? So this project aims to address one portion of this problem, which is basically hacking, and it basically is an on-chain protocol, cybersecurity protocol with trustless oracles preventing hacker attacks, right? So I know that's a mouthful, but bear with me that we will definitely cover this, and by the end of this video you will have some basic understanding of what this project is so that you can decide whether you want to take the next step, which is doing your own research in order to buy this token or not, right? You will be hashtag happy, right? So basically data plus machine learning plus oracle plus DAO equals first security oracle, right? So again, let's uncover this piece by piece, right? So data, which basically they are storing large volumes of crypto information or blockchain based data, plus machine learning, which is like a fun way of saying that the machine kind of like is battle tested and it can basically adapt in any given environment, plus oracle, which is basically a mechanism or a tool that is used to gather data from the real world and connect it to the blockchain, right? Plus DAO, and DAO is basically decentralized autonomous organization, which means there is no centralized point of attack or there's no central authority, right? It's decentralized, which means people are in complete control. So if you take all of the good things from all of the the important words that they're using here, you get the first cybersecurity oracle, which is basically the HAPI protocol, right? So it's fully secure and it's one of the most trustless and decentralized oracles that they are planning to create, and that's basically what HAPI protocol is all about, right? So cross-chain solution that suits most popular blockchains. So basically when we take oracles such as Chainlink, which is one of the most popular, and the other one being BAN protocol. It is currently being Chainlink is currently being used as the number one oracle, go-to oracle for any blockchain-based project, right? However, there are blockchains that are developing their own oracle system so that they don't have to rely on Chainlink, because by every blockchain using Chainlink, they're kind of like relying on one single source rather than relying on multiple other sources, creating this centralized kind of like dependency on Chainlink. And if something really bad happens to Chainlink, all of these other blockchains are in trouble, right? So if you see the HAPI protocol, they're basically cross-chain solutions. So just like Chainlink, you can use HAPI protocol in multiple different chains or blockchains that suits most popular blockchains. So you can use Chainlink, but at the same time, you can use HAPI on your blockchain because it pretty much serves the same purpose, and it's also cross-chain, and it also provides this hack-resistant feature which is inbuilt in the system, right? So that's pretty cool. Real-time publicly available info from data providers elected by DAO. So the DAO is the main core concept of HAPI protocol, right? And the DAO basically elects a specific set of data providers based on a specific set of criteria, and these data providers are responsible for providing real life data and transitioning it into the blockchain, right? So that's basically how it works. Oracleizing and DAO system creates a revolutionary SaaS for the DeFi environment, right? So basically, so Oracleizing and DAO system creates a software as a service solution. Basically, they're saying that by making systems in a decentralized autonomous organization system, and by gathering information from the real world and funneling it into the blockchain, they're basically creating a service, like basically software as a service solution for the DeFi environment, which is going to definitely help DeFi grow even faster, right? New security standard for all blockchain industry players, right? So basically, when you look at Chainlink, it's a very secure network. It's one of my favorite projects, and it's also destined to grow very well in the future, right? But at the same time, when it comes to issues, if there is a single issue, or if there is a bug that's found on Chainlink, which I assume it will not be found because Chainlink is a very secure and very robust technology, but there is still a risk that exists on any systems, right? Just like you can definitely find some form of a bug or some form of an issue at some point in the future in any robust systems, including Chainlink. And when that happens, you're basically the entire DeFi system will crumble, because the information relayed from Chainlink is basically the blood, and the main focus is going to be based on the information that's relayed from the Chainlink network. So HAPI protocol aims to provide a new security standard which can not only be much more reliable and trustworthy than Chainlink, because being a new technology, HAPI has an advantage of developing in a more advanced tools and techniques that can help HAPI be one of the other go-to Oracle providers for the blockchain systems, right? So that's pretty cool. CEXs or sixes protected from accepting stolen funds. So this is one of the highlights of this project, right? When I was researching about this project, I noticed that this particular line is basically something that they kind of like snuck into the website. But when you read through the details of this is going to be a huge deal in the future, right? If you see any DeFi project, including Ethereum based or Binance Smart Chain based projects, you can every once in a while hear in the news that someone has drained the liquidity of a particular DeFi project, and they are rushing to withdraw their funds through an exchange, right? So there have been certain instances where exchanges such as Binance has managed to recover funds, but at the same time, hackers are getting much more innovative and creative in order to withdraw their funds from exchanges as soon as possible without the exchange realizing that something is going wrong, right? And HAPI protocol is aiming to keep a big check for these kind of hackers by ensuring that any stolen fund from DeFi or any CeFi based projects will not be accepted, right? Will be prevented from being accepted in the centralized ecosystem, right? So that's pretty cool. If connected to HAPI, any SEX like Coinbase or Binance will be warned in case stolen funds are deposited on their platform. So basically, when HAPI protocol is basically connected to exchanges like Coinbase or Binance, HAPI will automatically notify these exchanges stating that there is an incoming fund which is basically stolen from a particular DeFi project, right? So these informations are reliably available to the centralized exchanges, which can further take actions to prevent and recover stolen funds from people, right? An exchange will be able to block those funds until the situation is resolved. Again, pretty important and undervalued use case in the industry, right? Again, whatever project you take, you can basically expect the project to have some form of like lending, staking, borrowing, this, that, and everything, right? But the underlying question is whether the project is secure, or if there is a means by which you can recover your funds in case the project goes, rug pulled, or it's hacked or something like that, right? HAPI protocol ensures that this fundamental basis of security is well answered in such a way that people are comfortable not only using this project, but they're also secure, and they can also rely on these kind of projects to save their funds, right? Which is pretty cool. DEXs cut back on suspicious addresses. So again, this is firstly we are talking about the centralized exchanges, which is CEXs, but now we are talking about DEXs and how DEXs can take advantage of the HAPI protocol, right? So with the HAPI smart contract and the Oracle DEXs like Uniswap, SushiSwap will be able to identify suspicious wallet addresses and reject any transaction request to prevent money laundering. Again, this is huge. Okay, so you can clearly argue that by preventing someone from withdrawing their funds, by preventing the hackers from withdrawing their funds in centralized exchanges, you are solving only part of the problem, because they are still able to wait. Let's say, for example, if a hacker were to know that some centralized exchanges is using the HAPI protocol in order to prevent the hacker from withdrawing their funds, the hacker is going to get innovative and creative, and they're pretty much not going to withdraw their funds because it's still going to remain within the DeFi or decentralized ecosystem, right? In order to prevent that, HAPI protocol is going beyond the centralized exchange, and it's also helping decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap and SushiSwap, and letting them know that there is some kind of identity suspicion that is happening within the decentralized exchange that can potentially result in lots of funds stolen from customers, right? And these decentralized exchanges can identify suspicious wallet address and can prevent any transactions from that particular wallet address. And that's the specialty of the HAPI smart contract, right? This is incredible. I personally feel like this is going to be a game changer, because it pretty much prevents anyone from hacking, or even when it comes to rug pulling, right? People rug pull and they try to drain the liquidity, and they immediately move to Uniswap, try to convert their tokens into Ethereum, and try to move it to Binance or Coinbase or whatever big exchange, and try to withdraw their funds and escape, right? This project basically prevents that from happening, right? And if everything goes as per their plan, this project is going to be huge, right? Crypto traders warned on high risk coin. So this is another application that HAPI protocol offers. When a decentralized security audit database, DEXs and CEXs can access info on whether the specific smart contract has undergone security audit. If not audited, the crypto exchange can notify the trader on possible risks, or even impose a limit for buy or sell order amount, or restrict any operations with such high risk tokens. Again, really awesome feature, right? Basically what it says is, when a decentralized security audit database, DEXs and CEXs can access info on whether the smart contract has undergone security audit. So basically, when customers use DAPI protocol, based on smart contract functionality, the protocol enables the users to understand or know whether a particular DeFi project or DEX project or a centralized exchange project is audited, right? And if it is not audited, the crypto exchange can notify the trader on possible risks, or even impose a limit for the buy or sell order. So it automatically allows for the exchange to place restrictions on the user's funds, whether they can use the particular platform, or set a limit order so that they don't spend way too much and lose all of their funds, or restrict operations altogether, right? Which is a huge application in my personal opinion. I'm happy I'm designed for the community to fight hackers. So basically, HAPI is basically focused on building a community to fight hackers, and it's built for the community in order to ensure security of the platforms, right? That's pretty cool. Elaborated by Donna Mara, the white hat hacker, supported by Hacken Foundation. Again, Hacken Foundation is a huge, big name in the cryptocurrency space, and I'm not really sure who Donna Mara is, but it seems like that person is basically the white hat hacker. So I believe it's probably developed by a hacker, because it seems to understand how hackers function and how funds kind of move quickly immediately after a hack, right? So probably the developer is a hacker themselves, but I'm not really sure about that. You'll be happy. So basically, to sum it up all up, it's an on-chain cybersecurity protocol to create trustless oracles, and this oracle can not only do the oracle function of relaying data from real world into the blockchain technology, but this oracle also prevents user funds that are stolen by a hacker or someone else who's having malicious intent, right? They can be either notified, they will either be, their information will probably be notified to the centralized exchange, or their wallet address can be whitelisted on Uniswap or SushiSwap or any other DEX exchange, so that if the hacker tries to use those exchanges, the transaction would be prevented because of their wallet address being identified, right? And also, if you use an unaudited DeFi platform or a centralized exchange, the HAPI protocol will notify the exchange, and the exchange will thereby prevent you from doing any transactions, or will let you know that the platform is not audited, therefore there's a very high risk. Or it can also put a limit on how much you can buy or sell, so that you kind of like risk losing only little, right? So that's amazing technology in my personal opinion. Again, pretty cool website. They have all the information presented in a very clear and concise manner. You can go to their blog, you can go follow them on Twitter and use their Telegram group to understand more about the project, right? So let's go back to the CoinGecko page for HAPI. So HAPI is currently not ranked by any means, which seems to indicate that the project is still very early in its growth and development phase, and it's currently trading at $94.79 per token, and it recently had a 7.8% dip in the past 24 hours, right? Again, I understand that the price point may be very high, but if you look at the value that this project is offering, this is definitely going to be very much more expensive than what this price is at the moment, right? There's no market cap information because it's still, again, very early. I don't even think they have a fully functioning ecosystem as of now. I believe that it's still very early, and again, I would classify this as a very high risk project. Although this project aims to prevent money from being stolen and to help secure the cyberspace, this project itself is at the early stages, ironically, very risky, right? So bear that in mind. If you look at the maximum supply, it seems like there's only 100,000 tokens, and that kind of explains why this token is so expensive. It's close to $100 per token, and this kind of explains why the token, the max supply kind of explains why the token is very expensive, right? There's no information on the current circulating supply, but I believe that since it's very early, I don't think there's a lot of tokens in circulation, and as I mentioned in pretty much every single video, the max supply and the circulating supply must be in a balance, because if there's very little tokens in circulation, there's two factors that will influence the price point, right? The first thing is basically the high volatility, right? And that can definitely be taken as an advantage in the sense where if you see a token like this in red, you buy it, and then you wait for it to go to green, and then you sell it, right? If you are a short-term trader, that's how you kind of profit, right? You use the volatility for your advantage. The second main issue with having a very low circulating supply is that initially there will be new tokens that will be mined or provided as staking rewards or liquidity providing rewards or whatever, and that will kind of like influence the market, because as new tokens get injected into the market, that will potentially slump the price of all the other tokens, because you're kind of inflating the market by injecting new tokens, right? But for a token with very low max supply, this inflation period kind of only occurs in the first few years of the token's existence, right? As more and more token gets injected, there will be a point where the max supply doesn't allow more tokens to be injected, and people kind of like experience price gains because the token is kind of scarce and almost all the max supply is in circulation right now, right? And that influences the price as well. So basically what I'm trying to say is, overall, based on the max supply, which is basically 100,000 tokens, and since it's a very early project, you are going to see some form of high volatility, and expect the prices to slump way more frequently as new tokens get injected into the market, right? But again, that's only for the short term though. For the long run, I believe that this project will definitely perform well, provided if this project delivers on all of its promises, right? And it does make some really big promises when it comes to security and all the benefits that it's trying to incorporate in centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges. It should definitely be able to achieve its goals and implement whatever it's planning to implement, or there will be competition for this project for sure, right? So if you look at the charts again, the token is pretty much volatile, as I explained before, because it's very early stages. The volume is also relatively low, and the information for this token only exists from March 10th. Basically, it's a 5-day-old coin, and as you can see, it started with $98. It went up to $129, went down to 95, up, down, and now it's pretty much at its relative lows. It does have a potential to pump up like crazy, right? And you can clearly see that for a token of such new origins, this token does seem to be relatively less volatile, because you can see that the only maximum it has ever reached was $130, right? And it's pretty much been in this trend, which seems to suggest that this token is not really recognized by many people, right? Which is actually a good thing, but also you are basically investing in a project. If you do invest in a project, if you do invest in this project, you will probably end up facing way more risk, because you're basically testing the water, right? And that's not only adventurous, but it's also pretty daunting. Many people who don't want to invest in new projects like this, it's totally fine, because you need to allow people to test waters and see if this token is safe, if it's if it's not a scam, or so on and so forth, right? But at the same time, you're missing out on opportunities, because the more risk you take, the more reward you get, right? By investing early in this project, you're basically like for the long run, you're definitely going to make a really huge gain. And it's tokens like these that can produce 100x or even like 1000x returns in the very rare cases, right? Let's look at the Bitcoin comparative for this token. Again, if you see, the Bitcoin comparative has also been pretty much the exact same as like the dollar comparative. And if you look at the Bitcoin price at this moment, it's kind of like at its not at its very lows, but it's still at its relative lows. That's because of the price of Bitcoin itself is going up, and therefore this token is not really low when it comes to the Bitcoin comparative. But I do believe that this token will come down even a little bit further. And for Satoshi comparison, I believe that this token will definitely come down a bit more further. For the dollar comparative, I would probably say that this is still a good price to buy, because if you see, it's pretty much, it's actually lower than the price point that the earliest price point offered in CoinGecko, right? And I believe that it's gone down as low as $88, $88 and 32 cents. That's pretty much the low, which is still like not that low, right? So you're pretty much buying it at the right price point when it comes to dollar comparative. But if you're wanting to buy it with bitcoins or some satoshis that you may have, I suggest you to wait a bit further, because it does have a potential to go touch the 150,000 satoshi mark, right? Which is a high possibility for a token like this, right? If you see the exchanges where it's available, you can obviously get it from Uniswap, but due to the high gas fees, I wouldn't really recommend it. If you are planning to buy a big bag of this, then by all means go ahead. But for people who want to buy it with less fees, Gate.io seems to be a better option. But I would definitely suggest PancakeSwap, although today PancakeSwap has been like hacked, and therefore like I wouldn't really recommend people using PancakeSwap or giving your a seed phrase on MetaMask when you open PancakeSwap, because you could lose your funds, right? Wait till the issue gets resolved, and you can probably grab it from PancakeSwap using wrapped BNB, right? Or the other options are Gate.io and Bilaxy. Although I wouldn't really trust Bilaxy, I would probably try to send some play money on Gate.io and see if everything works before I proceed with buying this, right? Do I own this token? I don't own this token as of now, because I'm planning to use some satoshis to buy this token, and I'm trying to search for better exchanges, because none of the exchanges really offer it in Bitcoin. So I might probably end up waiting for PancakeSwap to go back live, and I'll probably buy it from PancakeSwap, right? I don't really trust Gate.io, so I'm not really comfortable using it. But if you have already used Gate.io, and if you have had successful withdrawals and no issues or anything like that, let me know. But I will personally buy it from PancakeSwap, right? Again, what's my final verdict on this? I'm definitely planning to buy this token. I may not buy a lot initially. I'll probably buy like $500 worth of this token initially to test the waters, and then once I'm comfortable after a few months, and I'll obviously monitor the price. If the price goes up, it's a good sign. If the price slumps or if it keeps going down, then I may probably not invest more. It depends, right? I'm going to definitely monitor the project, and I'm going to see how it goes. This project, I believe it's reputed because it was also a part of the DAO makers SHO, or strong holder offering, it was launched on their SHO platform, and I believe that I trust DAO maker, and I believe that this is probably a project that will definitely perform well. But I'm still having my doubts, and I want to test with a few $100 of play money, right? But would I recommend you guys to buy it? I would probably suggest you guys to do as much research as you can, and probably use a bit of test money, maybe like $50, or I mean maybe like $100 or something like that, maybe $100 to $200 in that range. Test it out first if you have the money and the patience to test it out, or maybe wait for a few more months to see how the chart is and how the project looks and how they're probably moving with their internet goals, and then probably invest decent amounts of cash, right? Otherwise, if you're a newbie, I probably wouldn't recommend this project to you. I've covered several other projects in the past, and some of those projects may be useful for you guys as newbies, but for people who are experienced, this project may be a likely candidate, because most experienced people who invest in cryptocurrencies, they understand the risk, and they don't really have the psychological attachment that newbies have, right? Again, remember guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.